Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. It's R&R in the morning, hour 3. If you missed the first 2, what the heck? Well, you can go to sasportstar.com. We call it the Audio Vault, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. You can dial in on whatever you missed, but we're glad you're here now. He is Rudy J. I am Rob Thompson. You can reach out to us and touch us a lot of different ways. The Kielbasa Smoke Meats phone line, 656-3776, 656-ESPN, and of course on Twitter at SA Sports Star. And let's talk to him. He's a 2-time champ, and he set his alarm for us. He is the head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners, and that is Jeff Traylor. Congratulations, Coach. Welcome aboard.
Thank y'all. Good morning.
What's up, champ? Back-to-back champ. How you feeling, man?
We're excited. It's been a heck of a ride. We talked about it all year. It's almost bittersweet because we're just a shell of ourselves. But the ones we got standing, I found a way to do it again.
So here we sit. You got a couple of weeks before the bowl game. So what does the near future look like for you guys? Everybody getting a couple of days off, prepare for finals?
Yeah, we got to get our schoolwork done. We didn't finish very well last semester. We got to that bowl game and we were missing 22 kids due to grades, COVID, injuries, flu, and we're already down so many to injuries. We cannot lose anybody else to grades. So I'm hoping they're finishing those finals up, and we got a great opponent in a great place. So it's going to be a heck of a ball game.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Coach. You've talked a lot about it. You haven't been shy about it because y'all put the work in and y'all have done what you needed to do. Are you pleased with the bowl and the opponent?
Well, just because my team's so injured, Rudy, I wish we had got a later date. So we could have got healed up, but it didn't happen that way. So the good side is, we're going to be home for Christmas. We're the first bowl game right off the jump, and we're in a beautiful spot in Orlando. I wish it was easier for our crowd to get there. There's a lot of things I wish, but it's never perfect. And whoever handles that the best will be the one that has the best opportunity to win. And I want to give our kids the best opportunity, so we're going to handle it correctly.
Jeff Traylor, UTSA Roadrunner head coach, joining us here on San Antonio Sports Star, headed toward the Duluth Trading Company Cure Bowl in Orlando, Florida, in just about 2 weeks away. And as you said, you kick off the bowl season. So how do you approach this kind of bowl? I mean, certainly you're banged up. It's a reward for the kids. They get to go to Orlando in some nice weather for a couple of days. It's Troy, so it's certainly a measure of where you are. What was the process to get ready, and also the decision-making behind this bowl? Were there other options? I'm happy with Orlando. I think it's going to be a good time.
Control of where we go. ESPN ultimately has control of where we go. And so I know Dr. Compost is in those conversations. I get briefed. That's about the extent of it. I do know our kids want to play a great opponent and a great play. So both those boxes were checked. So we're excited about that. As far as your question, they're going to finish up their schoolwork. We're on the road recruiting. We don't have much time. We can't do official visits the weekend of the 16th, obviously, because we're going to be playing. So we're going to have official visits this weekend. We've got 14 prospects coming on campus that will be showing off, and we'll start practice Friday. So it's going to be a busy weekend, and you got to get ready. We'll be on the plane Monday, heading to Orlando 1 week from today. And we'll practice Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and play the game Friday.
From your point of view, Coach, what was the biggest difference in this North Texas game versus the one that came down to the, that nail biter earlier during the regular season? Why were you guys able to stretch it out and kind of, put them away a little bit early this time versus last time?
Well, it was way closer than, if you think about it. We went to that fourth quarter, and we were holding those triangles up. It was only a 7-point ball game.
True.
So it was just as close as the one before. To your point, we turned them over in the fourth. And that interception by Ken Robinson was as big as interception there was in the whole ball game. And then we got them, where they had to throw the ball a little bit more and get away from their running game, because they ran the ball, better this game than they did in the first game. Both offenses were clicking at a much higher rate. So it was a different type of game, but it was still a close, hard-fought ball game till the very end. I didn't feel good. The big Oscar went in there, put us up 21. I started thinking about, man, we might be going to actually do this thing, and we did it.
Jeff Traylor joining us. So, Coach, I hate to you don't want to be Chicken Little here, but you keep telling us how banged up you are, and you just keep beating football teams. I mean, you're banged up and you're hurt, but the next man up mentality has certainly played into this. And as we head into next year and we start looking forward, tell us about your quarterback. What's your expectation? Is Coach Harris coming back? Is he going to be here?
Him and I have talked. He's made his mind up. He's not ready to tell anybody yet. We got to keep fighting, man. Go to 210inspired.org and any of your favorite road runners, man. Just tell them how much you want them to have them, and it might just be $10 a month. It all matters. That's not going to be the deciding factor for Frank or what his decision is based on. But we've got a lot of players who are trying to take from us right now. They're players and coaches trying to poach our kids. And our kids don't want anything crazy. They just want to, have a little money in their pocket. And they love to give back to the community. They love to serve. So they don't want a free handout. And if you're encouraged and want to do that, 210inspired.org, we need your help.
You know what? This is a perfect transition because we just talked about this. Dion headed to Colorado and how these things work, and you got other coaches moving and shaking. What should I don't have a problem with the portal, coach, but from a coaching standpoint, what do you feel like should change about the transfer portal to maybe make it smoother, maybe make it more fair, or do you feel like it's fine the way it is?
They're going to have to enforce people messing with your roster.
Right.
It's not right that we went and recruited them, we developed them, and they're just going to throw a large amount of money at them and take them from us. And when someone gets caught doing it, you got to pop them. And if you don't, it's just going to be the rich always getting richer, and it's just not right. And I do know there's an obligation by us and our city to take care of our own players. But when we go recruit them and develop them, I just don't think it's fair that somebody can meddle with your roster and take them from you.
Coach Traylor joining us here on San Antonio Sports Star for his weekly. And most Mondays, Coach, have been winning Mondays coming off that. And I know it's not time to look at this season, but as you walked off the field, what are your memories of the regular season? What do you think you're going to take with you?
Bittersweet, overcoming a lot of adversity, a lot of heartache with a lot of great kids that got injured, a lot of respect for a lot of kids that played through a lot of injuries, a lot of hard-fought ones that we came back from. Last year was just different. We had 21 out of 22 starters back. We weren't beat up hardly at all. Our quarterback and our running back, all those kids played the whole season. It's just this group wasn't that way, but they have been hot, man. We've won 10 in a row. That is crazy what we've gone through. A hard-fought loss to Texas, which is still makes me sick. A triple overtime loss to Houston that just bothers me like you don't know. But, man, what 11 great wins. So, bittersweet, which is I know you're probably thinking, what a spoiled brat. But I would love for y'all to have got to see my team if they could have all been out there together just once.
No, Coach, I don't think it's spoiled brat, and I ain't just saying this because you hear I don't think y'all have the success that y'all have if you're not wired that way. Because, as the old saying, and remember, the Titans' attitude reflect leadership. So I feel like you have to lead in that manner. Now, another debate Rob and I were having earlier, Coach, and you could, be honest or not even answer the question, but Rob was talking about possibly, getting do you feel like it would be better for y'all to have a stadium on campus, or do you like playing in the dome? And you don't have to insult the dome if you do feel that way, but what would you feel like would be better for the program's direction? Stay in the dome, maybe build 25, 30,000 stadium on campus, a lot easier for the students to get to.
Well, first of all, I love the dome. I love playing
Yeah,
indoors.
me too. Yeah.
Second of all, we're not in a position financially where we can even discuss that. We've got so many things we've got to get done. We don't even have an indoor yet. We're still practicing outside in the wind and the cold. We're a top 25 football team. Man, it's hard to get ready for a championship game when the wind's blowing 25 miles an hour and it's 32 degrees out there. So we've got other priorities right now. That dome's just fine. I think we continue working with them. The problems that people have, whatever they want to get fixed, we just continue to work through those things. But I just think our priorities right now are getting an indoor, getting NIL money, getting my assistant coaches paid, where we quit losing assistant coaches. We've just got other priorities right now, nutritionists and academic staff that gets more and more beefed up. We just got more priorities right now.
Well, the American Conference just around the corner, and that's certainly the cotton is thicker in that conference, and the competition certainly a lot steeper as well. What do you think of the CFP, the Final Four, or do you pay any attention to that at all?
I didn't even know who made it. I just knew what I was. I know that's terrible.
Yeah.
I went home to see my dad. Y'all know he hasn't been doing real well, and my nephew rode with me. And literally on the way here, I'm like, "Hey, who'd they put in the championship?" I didn't even know Alabama didn't make it. So I found out on the way home. You know, if the Roadrunners aren't in it, I'm not happy. So that's all I got to say.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. And you know what? You talked about you being a sport brat, whatever. You were thoroughly, you were excited after the game. I don't normally see that. You kind of finally like let your hair down. You and I both the ball, so we still let our hair down. But it was good to see you let loose and just enjoy the moment, Coach.
Man, I love those kids. When I'm with my players and they're happy, there's not a better version of Jeff Traylor. That's where I'm in my sweet spot, man. And I was so happy to see how happy they were. Only they and I and my coaches really know how painful this year's been because so many of our teammates have gone down. And for my kids on crutches, Brendan Brady, just how they pour into it's a special group. And, man, they deserve it. And a lot of times in sports, you don't always get what you deserve. And my guys got what they deserve. They deserve to be back-to-back champs, and I couldn't be more proud of them. And it was fun to have fun with them.
Coach, real quick, how many pros you got on your team right now? How many guys you think you have that this season, whether they be seniors, juniors that could declare or that you feel like are going to play on Sundays?
Oh, I would say we've got at least 10
that
are going to get, and play for a while. And it's going to just keep getting more and more and more. I mean, the success Tariq is having, the success Spencer Burford's having, we're going to continue having guys go and play for a while. We're hot, and our kids are good. So I'd say minimum of 10.
Coach
That's
Jeff Traylor joining us here on San Antonio Sports Star. Congratulations, Coach. A well-earned bowl in your future. You get a little Disney World action, go to Gatorland and enjoy the Orlando area. I want to speak as a longtime San Antonian. I never thought we'd be here, Coach. I never thought that I'd be talking about UTSA and with you about what we're talking about. It's been phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you for what you've done,
Coach. We all got to keep beating the drum. We can't be satisfied. I promise you, if we get NIL money correct, we get my assistant coaches paid correct, and we get some of this stuff in the building where we need done, we can play with anybody as long as y'all want to play. I think I've proven we can coach. We just got to take care of some things, and we can play with the big boys as long as y'all want to. And I need people like y'all to keep beating that drum for me. Thank y'all so much for your support. God bless, and birds up.
Birds up.
Congratulations. Just a spectacular season. And I hope San Antonio realized how blessed we are to have a coach like Jeff Traylor.